Now, through all those years, can you talk a little bit about some of the people that have worked at LS Aero Marine? Do you remember some of those people? Bruce, you probably remember. I can remember Clarence Hansen.
I can remember maybe
Tom Lamphere.
half a dozen, yeah. Clarence Hansen.
Well, Clarence was our mechanic from back about 1947, 48.
He had the garage on Main Street, didn't he?
Well, anyway, Clarence worked for many, many years. He was the old-time mechanic, and if I wasn't out on the dock, I was sitting there watching him grind valves and do all that sort of work.
I can remember the stick with the suction cups on the end. Clarence would get that down on that valve and get that stick going for you, and that was valve. He'd pull that valve out and went like this around the valve seat. Those engines were a little prone to burning valves, weren't they, the Hercules?
Well, the problem was if you ran hard like water skiing, and then you stopped to pick up the skier, you shut the engine off. The engine is real hot. Of course, when you shut it off, it doesn't have the cooling. And if the exhaust valve happens to be in the up position, it doesn't have any cooling. And if it's red hot, it warps a little bit. And then from then on, it doesn't seat right. And the exhaust gases go through and it cuts the seat, cuts the valve.
I can remember Clarence telling several people, if you're out there running hard, you come back to the dock, let that engine run at 500 or 600 RPMs and let it cool down gradually, and
that makes sense.
Well, then there was Kenny Selden from Westfield, right?
Yes, Ken was initially from up below my grandparents' place, my uncle's place on Town Line Road.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was a brother to Ivan Selden, who was the school bus driver.
Yeah, Ivan was my school bus driver for years.
Yeah, mine too. Then there was Tom Lamphere.
I remember Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom and I used to play together all the time. We had a Grumman canoe and we'd paddle over to Tom's Point all the time. Tom had a dog called Blackie.
Yes, I read you right.
And Blackie wouldn't get into the canoe, but he'd be on shore, run up and down the shore, just barking away all the time that we were out there.
How about in later years? Now Bruce Erzman has been part of the business for a long time.
Well, okay, Clarence must have gone before, in the late 60s. Because I think Bruce Erzman started with us in 1968.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on a part-time basis. He was he delivered milk in the morning and then worked for us in the afternoons. Bruce still does the engine work. He, in order to keep him full-time, he does finishing work. He wouldn't let on that he's a good finisher. He is.
But he does mechanic work too, so
That's because you didn't do it with a wrench, Dave.
that's incredible. 68 and still going.
Well, Clarence Hansen was a good finisher too.
Yes, he was.
He was a good mechanic, I know that. We always used to, in our spare time, whatever spare time we had, we'd come in and we'd have to scrape the cylinder heads, get the carbon out of the cylinder area, and scrape the gasket stuff out. That kind of broke up all the hectic stuff on the dock. And then we would help out moving the boats. It seemed like people would come in like for the weekend, they'd want their boat. So you went hiking down to Woodlawn or down to Clifton and got a boat. brought it up, they used it for the weekend and then back it went.
My sister and myself ran the business. She developed mononucleosis, and she had to give up her job, but she came home in the summer times, and so she worked here at LS Aero Marine. So you're familiar with what she did there.
I remember that.
Yeah. She sort of took care of all the dock boys, those working on the dock, and
She was the taskmaster.
Yeah.
She kept us in line.
yeah,
I do remember that.
helped in sales in the showroom.